in the name of God, the faithful and gracious giver of all good gifts. Amen. The writer Anne Lamott says that there are 3 essential prayers: help, thanks, and wow. She expands to say that thanks really is more like thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, but for the sake of brevity, thanks. This is the day of thanks, a day where people of every sort find it in their hearts to express gratitude, where people come together in what is, at least in this country, probably the most universal of our celebrations, and where folks who might not think about anything spiritual for the other 364 days of the year are not embarrassed to say what they are grateful for as the conversation moves around the Thanksgiving table. It's a time where everyone stops to acknowledge that gratitude. Gratitude has become something of a thing in our current times. People have talked a lot, and particularly in the last 20 or so months, about gratitude as an antidote to our anxiety. There are psychological studies that support the power of gratitude, and there are many spiritual thinkers and writers who talk about it as well. Gratitude as a way of relating to the world, gratitude as a way of faithfully making it through our life. One wise person points out that this is not necessarily an idea of being grateful for everything, because there are many things that come to us in this life for which we can't be grateful, but rather to be grateful in the midst of all those things, to find something every day for which we can offer thanks, something we can be aware of that is a good gift in our life. That is the kind of gratitude that can balance life and keep us at least free of anxiety, if not joyful in the midst of life as we experience it. The ancient texts that we read today address that same question, and they are addressed to us as humans and also to all of creation. Do not fear, O soil. Be glad and rejoice, for the Lord has done great things. Do not fear, you animals of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness are green. And Jesus teaching, do not worry about your life, about what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Gratitude as an antidote to fear, anxiety, worry, recognizing the gifts that come to us from God, being able to turn our hearts to God, who is the maker and giver of all things, of all creation, of all of the earth and all of us who dwell on it. To recognize and turn our hearts to God in this kind of gratitude is not simply a moment of saying thanks, but also a moment of deep trust and faith in the goodness of that giver. Brother David Steindl-Rast, who has made gratitude and gratefulness into his life's mission. Seriously, you can find gratefulness.org, and it is useful. He says, gratitude is the joy of faith in the faithfulness at the heart of all things. The joy of faith in the faithfulness at the heart of all things. To see God at work in the world, to recognize the gracious, generous gifts of God in our lives, is to affirm that there is that unwavering, constant faithfulness at the heart of creation, at the heart of our very being, at the heart of all things. God, the giver and sustainer of our life. Steindl-Rast says, as we learn to give thanks for all of this given world of ours, we find a deep joy. It is the joy of trust. It is the joy of gratefulness in touch with the fullness of life. The joy of faith in the faithfulness at the heart of all things. We gather this day in the presence of that faithfulness, the faithfulness of God who loves and creates and continues to call us and all things into being. And as we gather this day, may we learn to pray, thank you, thank you, thank you, or simply thanks. Amen.